don't care, no, you don't care, no. You just rather watch me fall. From a quarter mile, I can see you at the call. Think about it, ring won't tell you what I saw. When you break it off, you'll see who had it all. You had it all. You said you wanted to fall into oblivion. Forget about the world we're living in. Fall into oblivion, oblivion. I'm going in. Fall into oblivion. Fall into oblivion. Forget about the world we're living in. Fall into oblivion, oblivion. I'm going in. You can't fall asleep when you're counting stars. Get it together. Your mind can't sleep when you let it serve. I know you wanna see me fall. From a quarter mile, I can see you at the call. Think about it, ring won't tell you what I saw. When you break it off, you'll see who had it all. You had it all. You said you wanted to fall into oblivion. Forget about the world we're living in. Fall into oblivion, oblivion, oblivion.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Taylor Industries pregame show. I'm your host, Cordell Ballard. With me here is Cody Polly, and we'll be bringing you the action tonight with our Overwatch team in the exhibition match against University of Northern Iowa. So, Cody, can you kind of recap what happened the last match we had, which would have been Friday? Last Friday.
Yeah, the last match with DeSales was definitely not, a walk in the park, but I think we hyped it up a little too much. Personally, I expected us to be there for a lot longer. We were there for the same amount of time, although for different reasons. They took a long time in between maps, and it was kind of weird. But it worked out all in all in our favor. We won pretty handily, I'd like to think.
Even with all the 15-minute intermissions in between the maps, we still were able to do stuff, even when they tried to ice our players. Which, speaking of our players, your Culver's lineup for tonight, this one, is Deity and Jonah on the tank lineup, Trey and Bite Me on the DPS, and then DD Gaming, TY, and the Red Polka on the support lineup. Cody, can you just kind of tell the viewers at home how this crew kind of lines up?
Typically, the lineup is Deity is as an off tank who is a bit less frontliney, a bit more not necessarily supporty, but how to explain off tank? It's kind of weird. But then Jonah plays main tank, which is the very much frontline in your face typically, and then Trey. You see him on a lot of Reaper, which has been very, very popular recently as he's been getting buffed, and he's now a staple in almost every team composition. Bite Me plays projectile heroes and sometimes dives, like Echo and Farah. Dylan over there is our homegrown Reddit Lucio, who just dives the back line even though he's supposed to be playing a support character. And then the Red Polak Jonathan, he's our anchor for main support, main heals usually. Really been doing a lot better. He's a recent addition, and I think he's been very well performing considering how recent he is, and also he's been getting training from our head coach who used to be in the support position, and I think that has gotten him very far.
That's good to hear that Jonathan's growing and getting better at the game as we progress through all of these tournaments that he's going to be into. And so, speaking of which, if you want to meet any of these players IRL, we do have a fundraiser happening on March 24th. That is next Wednesday. That is after UCM spring break. However, that's working out for you in your neck of the woods. If you are up for it, you can come and visit us at the Warrensburg Culvers. It'll be a fun night where you can go get some food, game with the players there. We'll even have another giveaway. The previous giveaway has been ended, and so the winner has already been determined and whatnot like that. So if you know who you are, you have already been contacted, and so everything like that. But yeah, Cody, I am hyped for tonight's matchup. Hopefully it's a good one, and hopefully we don't have any issues with waiting in between each map for 15 minutes, because that'll drag this night out forever.
Again, yeah, if that happens again, I might actually fall asleep, and you'd have to wake me up. You'd have to yell at me. I don't think the stream would like you yelling.
I don't know if they would or they wouldn't, so that'd be up to them. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Culver's is a proud sponsor of UCM Esports. Welcome to Delicious. Thank you for joining us today. Before today's match, we'll be going over the rules of Overwatch. Overwatch is a 6v6 team-based game, where each map has specific objectives to complete. At the beginning of the match, and at any time during the game, the players can move into a spawn room that allows them to choose what character they want to play. They can also do this while waiting to respawn. There are 3 types of heroes that can be played. Tanks specialize in protecting allies, disrupting enemies, and occupying the front line. They have high survivability and abilities that protect themselves and others with shields and crowd control. Damage heroes are responsible for seeking out, engaging, and defeating the enemy using their varied tools, abilities, and playstyles. Lastly, support are heroes that heal, buff, and provide utility. Support heroes boost the overall performance of their team by increasing their survivability, speed, and damage output. They're generally the worst duelists and are best when surrounded by teammates. Throughout the match, players have a select set of abilities that can be used. All heroes have at least 2, although some have more. Each character also has an ultimate ability that must be charged by dealing damage or healing. Each match takes place on one of 4 types of maps: Assault, Payload, Control, or Hybrid. Payload maps have an objective that players must push to the end of a set track, with the other team defending. Whichever team can push their payload further wins. Assault maps have 2 objectives that one team must try to capture while the other team defends. Hybrid maps are a combination of the last 2 mentions, with one team capturing a point and then pushing it along a track. In control maps, players must fight over one point located in the middle of the map and hold it to fill their percentage. Finally, whichever team has won the most rounds by the end of the match will win the game.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We are here at Nepal, a good old control map, one we've seen UCM play on a few times. So we're here on, I believe this is called Sanctuary, where we got the little shrine temple here. Cody, how's our odds here?
Very good. This map lends itself to a brawly style, one we run quite often, as well as double bubble, which we have been practicing. So I think all in all, we have very good chances here.
Well, that's good to know. So I'm looking forward to see how well UCM plays tonight. So, I mean, it looks like we're going with the classical brawl comp here, Cody. I think that's UCM's bread and butter at this point.
It's become our bread and butter quite quickly because of how reliable and how well we're able to run it. And they're looking like it's going to be a weird tank line, but I've heard about something like this before. I'm just a little confused to see it for the first time.
So, yeah, it does look like UNI will be pulling out a pharmacy here with a Winston and a Reinhardt duo, so this is going to be rather interesting. It does look like UCM is going to have to try and do their best. DD does take down Bailey. Bailey is out, and so UCM is going to have a contention. But Lucian taking out DD Gaming as he's just jumping up on the walls here, so UCM does tie it up with man hours here, so UCM is going to have to do a lot of work here, especially the Red Polka. Does look like Lucian is going to be taking a lot of Rickless Morty's turrets there. Jonah taking a lot of heat right now, and he is going to be taken out by Lucian. Lucian running around here. UCM has not a lot of options here to deal with this Pharah, so Pharah's going to be reigning supreme here, just dealing out as much damage as possible. We might see DD Gaming kind of go up there, but it looks like he's going to stick around and just keep the speed boost up on his team. UCM is able to hold and get the point and kind of contest it and push back UNI. Cody looked a little sketched there.
It really did, but I think that just came down to us being able to hold point and stay, even without a main tank. I think that's one thing we're really good at, is just mitigating damage and dodging shots and holding the point.
Ever so true. So we do see UNI coming in onto the main threshold here. They're going to be trying to dive in as best as they can. Going in here, it does look like an Ana Boost is brought out on the side of Spaghetti onto Command. Command trying to see as much damage as he can, but he is going to be melted down. We do have Valkyrie up and ready, but it does get popped to save Command's life. Command is continuing to just come into the rain watch. We do see Red Polka coming out with the Coalescence, not in time to save Jonah's life, though. UCM Hammer coming out from the side of Command, but doesn't really get anybody. Reckless Morty with a shield up, and UCM is going to continue to pick everybody apart. The Valkyrie is running out on the side of Star. Star going to have to fall back and keep everybody together. The Red Polka, again, kind of cinches that point there. We do see Bailey switching off of the Winston to the Zarya earlier, so that's going to be a difference in ultimates, I do believe, Cody.
Quite a large one. Winston's able to get this quickly with the amount of cleave. He's able to just jump in, get a quick burst, and then jump out. But he doesn't have the resources to do that in this composition, and I think that's why they switched.
Ever so true. So UCM does have the opportunity here to kind of continue to stall here. Jonah taking a lot of damage. Raining from above is the justice from UNI. Death Blossom coming out from Trey, though, does take out 3, basically, on his own. So UCM is in good health there. Echo does dupe. Logi is duping the Rhine, but doesn't look like he gets an ult off before he dies. So UCM kind of negates about 2 ultimates there, it looks like, Cody.
Yeah, that was really nice play by Trey. He's been very good at that kind of stuff.
Oh, and we're pumping in there. Nano Boost coming out on the side of Spaghetti there, but UCM does control the map and caps it. So that was just some stellar play there. Jonah, Cliff charging his partner on the other side off the cliff there. Don't you love doing that, Cody? Just as a Ryan, just taking your fellow Ryan to the edge.
It's a lot of fun. If you can memorize spots on the map and you can space it perfectly to where you saw there he had a wall to stop him. And I've seen Jonah do it before where there's no wall and he just has it memorized where he can charge from, charges them off and stops himself just before the cliff so the other Ryan goes off but he's still on solid ground.
Ever so true. So now we're here on, I can't even remember what the name of the map is. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. But it does look like UCM will be pulling out a McCree and a May instead this time. And while we have Star switching off of the Mercy to a Baptiste, Logi is going to be going on to the Symmetra, Illusioner going on to the May choice as well. And it does look like Uni will be just heading straight for the point to try and contest. So you got that classical May wall strat basically going to pop it up there once they either have half of UCM in there or whenever they just want to try and stop them from getting into the point here. We do see UCM just staying up on the high ground, waiting till probably the point comes through. It does look like UCM will be coming in from the back, and they get a wall off and do take out Star's Immortality Field. So UCM has a bit of an advantage here to do the sustain, and we do have UCM continuing to just kind of hold on to the corner here. We do see Uni capping the point in this moment. Reckless Morty putting up a wall to kind of contest. What do we got? Logi Bear's turret is taken down. Spaghetti taken out by the hammer of Jonah. Jonah does get a charge off on the Star. Supports are down for the side of Uni. UCM continuing to just kind of clean up on the point here. And there we go. Illusioner taken out by the side of Jonah. And UCM will get the point back here. And so was that just being able to use the high ground correctly, Cody?
I think that was patience. You saw there we used wall quite early, and instead of just being like, oh, we used it, screw it, go in, we waited for wall to come back and then made it engage. And I don't think they were using their walls as well, so I think that's going to make a huge difference here is how well we use walls.
Ever so true. So UCM is going to go up there and kind of contest high ground, but it doesn't look like Uni wants to do that. Reckless Morty with a wall off and knocks off 2 members of Uni. And so it looks like they might get a stagger kill onto Star here. Star putting up his Immortality Field to keep everybody up. Jonah taking a lot of damage, does hammer down, doesn't get really anybody into it. UCM is going to get contested with that Trey in the background, trying to see if he can do any kind of damage. UCM does continue to contest the point here and continue to get charged. Star doing lots of work and keeping his team healed up here. So UCM is going to continue to just contest the point as best as they can. Coalesce is coming out on the side of the red polka, but UCM does lose the point control. And so UCM will have to just kind of back up and keep everybody up as they can. Deity needing to keep that charge up if they want to continue this fight. Oh, we do see Star taken down by the side of Trey. UCM, oh, sad flashbang there, Trey, but UCM does have to reset here, Cody.
Yeah, you have to reset that, and they're very lucky that they were able to get Deity out. They were able to get Thomas out with such high charge. However, it does decay more quickly after the patch notes went through, but it's good to have it high.
Oh, this is very true. So UCM does have Grav, has lots of ultimates in their back pocket here, ready for it. Graviton Surge coming out on the side of Deity. Immortality Field beat, and also coming out on the side there. Blizzard out from the side of Reckless Morty. That's going to cinch the deal here. UCM, Jonah just going crazy with a hammer and wipes out all of his frozen opponents there. Uni, Lucio trying his best, but Spaghetti is not able to hold off on the side of Trey's bullets, and UCM gets the point back, and that just seemed like, hey, we all pressed Q at the right time.
That was actually the May and the Grav one is something we've done before, and then you just throw your Ryan at it for so much damage. It worked almost every time we've done it, I'm pretty sure.
That is true. It is a very powerful combo, so that's going to be nice to see. Uni again going on the lower ground. Jonah tries to hammer again, and it gets blocked by a sim wall. That's got hurt. Hammer coming out on the side of Command. Not really anything happening there. And so we do see UCM trying to get onto the other side of this wall. Deity checking out his stuff. Oh, Beat coming out on the side of DD Gaming. We're going to see how long they last. DD Gaming does get melted. So does Jonah. And then here we go. Uni using their ultimate advantage to take the point back, Cody.
That was a slug match right there. You saw Jonah's Shadow get blocked real early. Theirs get blocked as soon as he threw it. And then it was down to just a Grav and then a Blizzard. So those are 2 ultimates that are really hard to get, but you see there, they're very high impact.
Very much so. So UCM is going to swap off onto a Junkrat Reaper DPS composition here. The red polka does take some damage, throws out a healing orb to keep himself and his team up and alive here as they stick onto the high ground here. And so, oh, Jonah does drop down. Coalesce is coming out on the side of the red polka. UCM, wall out on the side of Uni. UCM's going to have some issues. DD Gaming does fall, though. Immortality Field out on the side of Star. So UCM is going to continue to try and stay sustained. Beat coming out on the side of SpaghettiOs. And so UCM is going to have a little bit of an issue trying to take this point back. Reckless Morty tries to do as much damage as he can. Trey taking out. Jonah doing a beat. Oh, no. Graviton coming out on the side of Deity, but it doesn't get anybody because of the Maywall blocking it. Overtime has been initiated. And so UCM, though, is going to have some issues here. Red Polka trying to contest as much as he can, but I don't think it's going to do much. DD Gaming here as well, but he's going to get frozen and knocked out. And, oh, nope, he's going to get back on there and activate overtime once more. UCM continuing to just kind of trickle in here, but I don't think anybody else is going to be able to touch the point here. UCM does not get this map, so now it's tied. Whoever wins this next map, Cody, this is a little bit closer than we've had in the past.
It's very close. I think that that point where they had just more ults than us, and they threw them out. You know, obviously they won that fight, and I think that was really good for them because they were just able to completely stop our momentum. That whole game we had really good momentum, and they were able to just shut it down. So I'm really hoping we're able to get that momentum back coming into this next round.
That's going to be really important for UCM, as you said, Cody, is just to get that momentum back, because it did swing in the favor of that. Is it because of the Baptiste pick, you think, is why it swung in their favor?
It's very possible that it is. The amount of sustain and staying power that a Baptiste has and I think that really kind of slowed us down, and we weren't able to keep moving like we wanted to.
Very true. So UCM, we do see Reckless Morty on the McCree this time instead of Trey. So Trey staying on his classic Reaper. UCM is going to try and just pump some lead into the hallway here. We do see Immortality Field coming out on the side of Star. So UCM does have an opportunity here before the next Immortality Field does appear. So we do see Uni just kind of holding up in there, waiting for the time to tick off. And so UCM is going to have to get onto the point here. Trey and Jonah trying to pump in. DD Gaming trying to do some quick boops. DD does get rid of Lusioner, but it doesn't matter. They do get the point. Uni does, so they'll get a little bit of time onto the clock here. UCM doing their best to try and get them off the point, and it does look like there's going to be a little bit of contest. Oh, Spaghetti taken out by Reckless Morty with a little flashbang. No fan the hammer. What skill? What prestige? No, anyways, Reckless Morty doing work with Trey and Jonah. I mean, that was a good retake, I believe, Cody.
That was very good, and I think a lot of this comes down to us being okay with not getting the first take. You see, they get first take, but they're only at 10, whereas we won first fight, and we're almost at 20 now, and I think a lot of teams don't realize that first fight is more important than first take.
That makes a lot of sense here, because you do, if everybody's dead, you get more time on the clock, I take it. So UCM, though, is going to be barreled rushed here by Uni, but Logi gets booped off. DD Gaming with 2. UCM is able to continue to hold on to this. Jonah charging in and taking out his counterpart there. And Spaghetti trying his best to try and contest the point for as long as he can, but I don't think it's going to really work out well, as Spaghetti does fall to Jonah. UCM wins that fight out, and I think DD Gaming is happy with his Reddit Lucio plays there.
He's very happy, and I think another thing a lot of teams need to know in the collegiate scene is being ready for the Reddit, because that's one thing that wins us more fights than it should, is Dylan just deciding, hey, I'm gonna be an idiot here, and it works.
Every so often, big hammer coming out on the side of Jonah, Amp coming out on the side of Uni, but it doesn't matter. Reckless Morty getting in 2. Hammer coming out on the side of Command. A little bit late on that, my friend, but that's okay. UCM, though, does get everybody wrecked out there. And that was only with a Shatter, Cody. A Shatter, and we pulled out 2 ults, right?
No, it was Shatter and Cole, and we were able to pull out Shatter and Amplification Matrix, which Cole is basically a cooldown the way Jonathan plays. He's able to keep Cole up very quickly.
This is very true. So UCM is in a good place. Graviton Surge coming out of the side of Deity. Reckless Morty with a high noon. Trey going in with a Death Blossom and wipes out half of Uni. Jonah getting onto the point. Looks like he does get Logi. And so UCM again wins another team fight. That was UCM back into the reins or the saddle. Whatever that terminology is. Cody, explain
I think that was
what
momentum
happened.
again. I think he saw there in the fight just before last, where Jonah was able to hit a Shatter really early. Getting that really early means a lot, because then all of a sudden they don't have the ability to put resources out if you get that so early.
Oh, that's very true. Jonah here has been doing some good work, just being super aggressive and hitting still targets. I mean, that's pretty good. So that was fun. I think UCM has done a great job so far with Nepal, and I'm just happy to see us doing that one pretty far. I'm happy to have a good long map there, Cody.
I was very happy about that too. And another thing I'm happy about, another thing I know Thomas is very happy about, is I'm pretty sure they just asked for King's Row for their next map.
Oh boy, it's going to be another draw, ladies and gentlemen, as we know how UCM rolls. So we'll see how that draw goes when we come back.
Taylor Industries is a proud sponsor of UCM Esports, a family-owned and operated business.
Imagine opportunity. Got it? Good. Now pursue it. Choose the right college to cultivate it. Discover your passion, your talent. Now share it. Embrace it. Go global. Find support, network, build your team. Set a goal, work hard, achieve it. Be proud of yourself. Celebrate it. Discover UCM. Discover opportunity in action.
I guess. Okay, well, let's get right down to it. What's your favorite car jam to listen to?
Just kind of whatever's on. I don't really pick.
If you were a salad, what kind of dressing would you be?
Probably ranch.
Who would narrate your life?
No one, hopefully. I don't know any narrators that are like, I guess the National Geographic guy, I like him.
Where do you drop the line between soup and cereal?
It depends on how hard the thing in the broth is.
You're a new addition to the crayon box. What color would you be?
Pasty.
Would you rather have a third eye or a third arm?
Arm.
First game ever played?
Probably the new Super Mario Bros. On DS. I think that was it.
Where's your dream destination?
I really like the mountains, so I guess kind of like Nebraska, Colorado kind of places, so.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. So, as Cody said, we are on Kings Row now. Uni does make a substitution here for Spaghetti, and Pan is into the game now. Don't know how that's going to change anything here, so I'm intrigued to see what Pan will play. UCM, though, is sticking with Rickless Morty and Trey, and so no Bite Me, so they did lie on my lineup graphic. I asked them who's starting, and they said the same lineup as, we've been telling you, and that's not how this team works. So I'm probably just we're going to probably make a graphic, ladies and gentlemen, where it's called the Wheel of Lineups, and I'm going to spin it, and we're going to have a 33% chance or higher of getting the right lineup out of UCM. So this will get really fun really fast. Anyways, we are on Kings Row, Cody. We have drawn on this more than we have won or lost. So what does UCM need to do here to actually win this map?
To actually win this map, we need to... Well, we're on attack first, so I'd say if we can push to third point all the way, I mean, obviously this is how you win Kings Row, and then not let them push it all the way would be incredible, but I think this comes down to time management, so I'm really hoping we're able to manage it well.
Fingers crossed here, Cody. So UCM will be on the attack run here. We do see the classical brawl comp. We do see Rickless Morty, though, onto the May, so we're going to be doing some blockage here. The wall does come out from Lucia. Doesn't really get anybody from there, so Jonah and UCM will be hopping into the nitty-gritty of it all. Jonah going onto the flank here, trying to get as much damage as he can. DD Gaming does get a boop onto Illusioner, takes them out. DD Gaming taking out Stars. Baptiste think Pan is on the Lucio, so that's what we're going to see today. Trey taking out Command. Pan doing his best to try and contest. Not much happening there. Jonah continuing to just hammer people away. And UCM will get the point fairly quickly here. And so Jonah and crew are moving forward to try and contest to make sure that Uni cannot touch the point once more. And also just going to get the snowball going, Cody.
Yeah, that's one thing about Kings Row is there's not many places to go, so you can snowball quite easily. And I think that's what we're trying to do.
Very much so. It does look like they're a little bit more reserved than they usually are. They're going to be holding here onto the bookstore. We just see Command getting very low on health. Oh, man, he's walled off, though, so UCM's going to get an opportunity. Trey popping in there, taking out Command with his shotguns. UCM. Oh, hammer coming out on the side of Jonah does get two, and we do see Loser fall, and UCM is going to continue to march up here and get the trickles. And so UCM is in a good place here. We do see, though, that Logi is... Nope, never mind. Logi's not on the flank. And so UCM is going to continue to just kind of march forward. Jonah on low health, but the red Polka does come in and heal him up. Deity taking out two. UCM continuing to just make the work happen. And so UCM doing good stuff while DD Gaming, my favorite, is just sitting here playing his discs. It's great, ladies and gentlemen. He's doing work. Anyways, back to the real action here. So UCM is continuing to just hold this choke and everything. UCM, this is good for him, Cody.
This is very good. I think it came down to that very first fight, the very first pick onto that Zarya, and all of a sudden things went south for them, and I think we've been able to keep the momentum going.
Very much so. Application Major coming out on the side of Uni. Uni throwing out the Immortality Field, trying to get stuff done. Deity falls to Bailey. And so UCM, though, now in a little bit of trouble that they don't have the kind of the stain of the Zarya. UCM, but we do see a Blizzard coming out on the side of Rickless Morty. We do. Beat coming out as well on the side. Bailey taken out on a Trey. Death Blossom, Jonah taking out Command. And then UCM continue hammer down. Trey doing work once more. And so UCM will keep the map alive and cap the next point, Cody.
Yeah, we've been doing very well. I think, again, that came down to... They threw ults out, and then they threw a wall out, and I don't think it was quite what they wanted. There might have been some problems with them being in the grav, but all in all, I think that was just a mismanagement of resources from them, and we were able to do it better.
Very much so. Pan does swap off the Lucio to the Ana, so we're going to be probably seeing some nades come out here from Pan. UCM is in a little bit of a rock and a hard place. Graviton Surge coming out on the side of Bailey. Joe does get most of UCM in it, but nothing's happening there. Lusioner throwing out the Blizzard. Does get most of UCM there. Does get Jonah knocked out and whatnot. So UCM is going to have to fall back without their main shield. Bailey taking out DD Gaming. UCM is on the back pedal now, and it does just appear. That's just because of ultimates, it looks like, Cody.
Yeah, that was very much an ult advantaged fight. I wasn't going to say anything about it before the fight started because I was worried if we were just going to counter it and then I'd look like an idiot. But from what I just saw, yeah, they were able to pull it out with the advantage they had.
Oh, very much so. Oh, DD Gaming getting rid of Logi in that area, so Death Blossom will just be on the ground here. B coming out on the side of DD Gaming. Logi playing it smart, waiting for things to cool down. We do see Command getting real low. Logi on low health. Coalescence coming out somewhere. Oh, Logi is taken out by his counterpart, Trey. DD Gaming rolling around the map, trying to do some red polka. It looks like he faded out of existence off of the map, so that's a rip right there. Ripperoonie. UCM continuing to push the payload forward. Pan trying to do his best to try and contest the payload with what little help that he can give with his Ana kit, which can be a lot if he can get a right nade. Almost up on that nade. UCM continuing to push forward and do their best. They are being contested. Hammer coming out on the side of Command. Only gets Rickless Morty. Rickless Morty with his Blizzard up. UCM, though, Logi taking out Jonah. And so that's going to be a problem here. Rickless Morty taken out by Logi as well. UCM is on the back pedal once more. But we do have a few ultimates on our side now.
We do. Quite frankly, I think we have advantage here because we have 1 currently, and we're coming up on 3 more. I think that's going to be a big difference because we're going to get all these. We'll probably start with an early Blizzard and then get the rest of them in the mid fight, and things will be really nice then.
Oh, very much so. So UCM is going to be coming in here. Jonah with a hammer down. Doesn't seem to get anybody with it. We do see a Death Blossom coming out on the side of Trey. Trey getting 2. Rickless Morty continuing the trend by throwing out a Blizzard and keeping everybody frozen for the rest of UCM. And that'll be a cap onto the 3rd point here on Kings Row. UCM just using the ultimates in kind of the order that you said there, Cody.
A little bit out of order. They shattered first, but you know that's semantics. And I think that's kind of what they had to do there because they were able to get a full push without anybody coming in to contest for even another second, and they were able to get it with 3 minutes left on the clock. Which for us, I don't think we've had 3 minutes on the clock before. So that's really nice for us. That's a good time bank to deal with. Like I was saying earlier, time management here, and I think so far we're doing pretty good about it.
Oh, yeah, we're doing a fabulous job with it so far. And actually, going back in my memory banks, I think we did win 1 Kings Row. I think it was in between. No, it was after the 2 draws, I think. I don't know. Anyways, UCM does have an opportunity here to win the map out if they can just stall out on the first point. So the defense here has to be pretty stellar, right, Cody?
Yeah, it would have to be. You saw what Lusioner tried to do in our first fight of this entire map was wall off our main tank, Jonah, but he failed to because Jonah's really good at just kind of faking it in there and then pulling back. So I think if we're able to get a good wall, though, and cut off 2 to 3 people from their team, clean them up, and then get a quick reset, they won't be able to do anything about it. If we're able to do that fight after fight after fight, they won't even take first point.
This is very true, Cody. So we'll see how well Rickless Morty can do it. Does look like he's in the back line, though, for UCM, so they might be pushing them a little bit farther here. Looks like UNI will be taking off to the left side, going onto the high ground here. So, yep, going through Hotel up onto the high ground. They're going to be gunning for that high ground there on the left side of what you see with Rickless Morty. Wall does come out on the side of Rickless Morty. Not much happening there. Yep, going up here onto the high ground. UCM will have to just be an Anakin and hopefully not get their arms chopped off here. UCM is getting maybe a little bit confuzzled, but they are pushing through, trying to contest them going onto the high ground. Now they're swinging back around to the point here. UCM continuing to do the work, but it does look like UNI drops down onto the unsuspecting UCM, but doesn't matter. Command is in a little bit of a situation here, and so, yep, oh man, UCM, big draw fight. Trey taking out Bailey, Logi taken out by Deity taking out Command. UCM going back and stabilizing on this point star, taken out by Trey. And so UCM will continue to hold the point here, Cody.
Yeah, I think that was, again, a misinvestment of their resources. You saw them not make it to the high ground, so they circled around back to the high ground and then dropped down anyway. I think if they would have just fought there, they would have had a much better chance. And don't think this is looking good so far.
Not looking so good for Uni, but DD Gaming does try to get up there and boot people off of the teleport. Doesn't really get much out of it, but UCM will continue to hold on to the low ground and control the point if they can. Command coming out of the window saying, I'm coming in for you, Jonah. UCM continue to do stuff. Command does get an immortality field put on him, so he's going to be staying up. Jonah puts out a hammer. Doesn't really get much. Trey taking out Command. Death Blossom coming out on the side of Trey, but he does get a little bit freezing. Nope, never mind. Coalescence is coming out on the side of Red Polka, and UCM will continue to hold the point. I don't know if the Coalescence was necessary, Cody.
You know, you ask that a lot of times when you're dealing with a one fight, but Coalescence is just insurance at that point. It's like, oh well, the fight's, you know, we think we won it, but it's a little close. Just throw coal at it. It works.
Very true, and we do see a pharmacy coming out along with an Echo, so we're doing a lot of aerial DPS here. So we're going to see how well Uni can contest that. Rickless Morty does get a wall up, but Pan ending Rickless Morty. Trey is naded, so UCM is in a little bit of trouble. We do see Jonah, but a Graviton Surge does come out on the side of Deity, and the rest of UCM continue to just destroy Uni's progression there. Star's the only one who survived and got back inside to be safe, so UCM does contest that point, but... Nope, never mind. Star tried to hide upstairs and is now 1v1ing our DD Gaming, and DD Gaming does win that fight against the Mercy. So UCM in a good position. Does look like Command switching off onto the Monkey Double Bubble Life coming out from the side of Uni. So UCM might have a little bit of trouble. Maybe, Cody?
I don't know how this is going to go for them. Kings Row is a very brawly map, and this so late in the game, so they don't have any ultimates to deal with. I'm concerned that this is a panic pick almost.
It might be, but it does look like UCM is going to continue going in through here. Oh, Jonah doesn't get the pan pick, but it does look like Uni is going to get onto the point here. Jonah a little bit low on health, but does hop in there, get to the mini, and so UCM is going to continue to try and get onto the point. I do hear a Blizzard coming out on the side of Rickless Morty. Hammer coming out on the side of Jonah, and it continues to throw his hammer around. He is naded, he is low on health, and he is taking out DD Gaming. Continuing to roll around and do what he can to take out Command. Beat coming out on the side of DD Gaming. Coalescence out on the side of Dread Polka. UCM Trey doing work right now. And so that's just going to continue, and that's going to be another boop off. But Uni does get a tick onto Kings Row if they're able to continue to cap it. They might be able to continue to push this point, but they got one team fight left, Cody.
This is very close, and I think that the Monkey wasn't the pick here. I think there's not enough staying power with their current team composition. But so
yeah.
They have 3 ultimates, but...
And we do see Lucianer going in, trying to see if he can get a sneaky barrage. He does. He guns for it. Not going to get much out of it. Rickless Morty contesting it. And then UCM continue to hop onto the point here. Lucianer, Logi switching off to the Reinhardt to try and do more work and is able to try and get some stuff down, but not before he loses out on stuff. Trey with a 2K, 3K. Death Blossom continues to contest the point, and UCM will win Kings Row. Cody, it's not a draw.
Not a
Miracles.
draw.
Miracles.
Finally.
I know, right? It's like, hallelujah, praise the Lord. I am happy. We do see Jonah coming up with the play of the game here again, but Cody, can you kind of walk me through how UCM was able to hold that point so well?
That was us playing Brawl and Maywall better than they were. Their May was really trying. They started off at first, but they realized that they weren't finding much value with it. They switched off, but by the time they switched off, it'd already been so long, and they'd already lost so much time, and they didn't have the ultimates to make it work, and they couldn't really get the ultimates in time. You saw they had the ultimates in the last fight, which is not what you want. You want to have those ultimates 2 or 3 fights before the last, just so you can see if it works, and then maybe make another panic switch if you have to. But I don't think that panic switch at the end worked out for them at all.
It doesn't look like it did, Cody, but we will be going to our third, maybe final map, depending on how UCM plays it or how Uni plays it. And so this is match point for UCM, and we'll find out how it ends or how it continues when we come back.
Culver's is a proud sponsor of UCM Esports. Welcome to Delicious.
College, you don't want a piece of paper. You want an opportunity. The opportunity to lead, to innovate, to transform. The opportunity to excel beyond what you thought possible. At the University of Central Missouri, your goals are achievable because we give you more support so your ambition faces fewer obstacles. Embrace your potential with the backing of 150 years of academic excellence, with undergraduate and graduate degrees available in Warrensburg, Lee Summit, and online. Discover UCM. Discover opportunity in action.
I am. Okay, let's get right to it. You're a new addition to the crayon box. What color would you be and why?
I'm colorblind, so colors are really hard for me. But let's see here. I like blues, like a shade of blue, probably.
First game ever played?
Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets on PlayStation 2. First game I ever beat too.
What's your favorite car jam to listen to?
Any like 80s classic rock, anything like that. Probably like Thunderstruck.
What would the title of your book be?
Probably something along the lines of being distracted a lot, but somehow getting through life.
What would your last meal consist of?
Oh man, that's hard. I really like food. Some kind of like pasta meal, some like gnocchi, like little soft balls of like pasta dough. Oh, so good.
Welcome back, everybody. So we're in it to win it. UCM is on match point for themselves, but Uni has the opportunity here to do a reverse sweep. It can be done. UCM pulled it off once. Maybe Uni has it in their back pocket to do it too. We do see Logi and Lugio going on to different areas and whatnot. We are on Dorado, so this is an escort map, so the teams will have to push things forward and whatnot. And so, Cody, what's the plan here? What do you want to do on this map?
What I want to do and what our team wants to do are two very different things. So what I want to do is I want to play Reinhardt, but they're not doing that this time around. They're playing Winston Diva. They're playing a dive here, which could work very well for them. I think they're gonna have a bit of trouble dealing with a Reinhardt and a Doomfist, but I think it could work out very well for them with like an Ana and an Ashe.
Very much so. So UCM here will be popping out here. DD Gaming on the Zenyatta and Red Polka on the Ana. So UCM will have a little bit of fun here. Logi almost knocked out. Bailey and Deity doing a little bit of trades here on that. Jonah hopping up, trying to see if he can continue the damage spree. Logi coming in after Deity. Looks like it was a misread, but Deity does get the last laugh and takes out Logi Bear. So UCM is going to continue to do some work. Reckless Morty looking for probably some juicy hacks on the side of UCM. And then we do see Deity and everybody else just trying to continue to contest it. Bite Me is brought into the match here on the side of Trey, so it's Reckless Morty and Bite Me doing the DPS doing for today. UCM continuing the work, and they are going to keep pushing the map forward. So this is looking pretty good for UCM, Cody.
Yeah, it is. They've been able to find great value in their dive.
Oh, very much so. And we do see Reckless Morty getting the last shot on Delusion. Deity low on health. Does get demeched, though. And so UCM is going to have a little bit of issues, maybe, possibly. But Deity is continuing to stay up. It looks like Bailey is wrecked, though, by DD Gaming. We do see Command with a nano boost, but is discorded. So UCM will get a little bit of the final laugh, per se. But we do see Jonah. I don't know where Jonah disappeared to. Nope, never mind. He got onto Star, and it looks like he's going Angry Monkey mode and doing lots of control. And so we do see Logi going onto the Junkrat and is taken out by the side of Jonah. So UCM is trying to continue to push Uni backwards. And this dive is just so aggressive from UCM, Cody.
It is. It's being very aggressive, and I think it's working out really well because they have three really diveable targets with the Ashe and the Ana, like I was saying earlier. And I think it's just going to work out really well if they are able to keep the snowball rolling.
Oh, very much so. We do see Reckless Morty ready with an EMP lifestyle here. So we'll see if he's able to get it off or not. It looks like he's just waiting to see when would be the best time. And so UCM will continue to do work. And Jonah taking out Logi. Jonah continuing to chase down the Mercy. And we do see a Val coming out on the side of Star, so Jonah's able to force that out. Oh, hack off onto Pan here. So UCM will continue to do work. DD Gaming taking advantage of that and does knock out Pan there. So, bomb coming out on the side of Bailey. Bailey does get it back, though, and then Deity just launching his mech to get it back. UCM continuing to push this payload slowly but surely. We do see them contesting the point against Bite Me. Bite Me needing a lot of help. EMP coming out on the side of Reckless Morty is able to get Hammer. Oh, Hammer down coming out on the side of Command. Does charge Deity and demech him. So UCM is going to continue to do work. Command is knocked out by the side of Red Polka. Red Polka keeping his team healed up fairly well here tonight. And UCM will continue to just slowly push this forward. Lugener off onto that McCree. I missed that. Reckless Morty taking out Bailey out of Baby Diva form. And Reckless is a little bit low on health. But looks like UCM will cap second point here, Cody. It's just continuing to just kind of snowball on the side of UCM.
They're able to get a single pick, and that pick is usually their Ana or another very vital person to their composition, and when that happens, they just have to back out.
Oh, very much so. We do see Star switching off onto the Brigida, but the Brigida is hacked thanks to Rickless Morty. Rickless Morty showing off some skills here with that Sombra being able to find the right target, but he does get slept, so I take that all back, ladies and gentlemen. Rickless Morty does take a little bit of a nippy-nappy, but tries to get Star hacked once more. Not really working out, but he does get something off. Bite me into the Reinhardt dupe, trying to see if he can get any damage off. And so UCM is... Oh, Hammer coming out on the side of Bite Me with his ultimate. And so Nano Boost coming out onto Command. Bite Me is a little bit of naded. And so, almost gets the next Hammer out. DD Gaming going in with his Transless. And so UCM will continue to push it, and they will get the point. And UCM caps it with the nice 4:04 on the clock there, Cody. I know
very nice.
I know we were talking about how we were a little bit worried about Dorado, how UCM would perform in the break, but UCM showing potential.
Showing very great potential. I really liked that dive. I usually don't say that. I usually hate dive, but I really like that. That was really good so far.
Oh, very much so. So UCM is doing some great things tonight, and everybody's kind of on point tonight. So they're all kind of competing very, very much for the player of the match card that we'll be doing during the Taylor Industries post-game show. And, I mean, this has been a fun series so far. I know UNI probably isn't having any fun with the fact that it's been a bit of a steamroll, but, I mean, they have the opportunity still to, bring this back. If they can push it all the way to third point, ladies and gentlemen, we do it all over again with the same amount of time that whoever has it. And so UCM does have the opportunity here to end it, or Uni has the opportunity to continue on the series. I'm hoping Uni can at least continue on the series so we can have more Overwatch to watch tonight.
Yeah, well, you say that. I'm worried if that happens, they reverse sweep us like we did to another team before.
Okay.
So I'd rather, although I do want to see a bit more Overwatch tonight. I'd rather we just win it clean, just get it done, but.
Get it done and dirty.
I'd rather just have it done.
Just go home, be happy. We are running double bubble here, Cody, so no dive attempts here, so that's going to be very interesting.
It is going to be a little weird. You're playing for ults, you're playing for charge, so we'll see.
UCM will be contesting here on the corner of the building, and so UCM, though, will let it go away. Oh, Illusioner, though, with a nice headshot onto Bite Me. So UCM's going to have to look out for a Widow now. Illusioner continuing to kind of be on the prowl. We do see Rickless Morty taking out Pan here, so UCM is going to trade healers for whatnot. Red Polka taking a lot of damage. Jonah off onto the side with his bubble, trying to contest it, doing work as much as he can, trying to stay out of the sightlines of this Widow. So that's going to be an issue. Bailey and Command running on the Sigma Hog? Oh my gosh, this is rather fun, Cody.
It's a fun composition to play because you just get to shoot at whatever you see. Not so much to play against because it's a lot of damage and it's a lot to avoid.
Very much so. So UCM's going to have a bit of a tall order here. Rickless Morty continuing to just kind of distract in the back line here. Command taking lots of damage. Can't hit a hook yet. DD Gaming canceling out that order. And so UCM will have a bit of an advantage here as they sit here in the arcway. Never mind, DD Gaming is taking out. Pan taken out as well. As Sombra ult does take... Oh, gets everybody. Graviton Surge coming out on the side of Deity. UCM does all the work, and so Illusioner is going to have to kind of run back to spawn there and be safe. So, Cody, I know we invested a lot of ults there. Do you think we needed to invested all the ones that we did?
I think it was fine. I think it worked out fine. That was probably planned. They probably called for an EMP grav, and I'm glad that it worked out as well as it did because we're coming up on 2-3 more now for this next fight.
Oh, that's true. So we do have Jonah with his monkey ult, but he's a little bit low. Does get healed up though. We do have Red Polka coming up on his nano, and then DD Gaming does have Transcendence. So we have 2 support ults coming up online, and then Jonah about ready to get real angry. So UCM's going to have a lot of fun here. Pan is naded with a lot of health gone. Rickless Morty in the background trying to do as much damage as he can. Jonah hopping into the background here trying to see if he can get a hold of Pan and not really working out. But no, Pan does fall to the side of Jonah. Jonah getting about ready to get angry. Does get angry because all of Uni's on his butt and he continues to just cause havoc in the back line. UCM. Jonah, he is just, man, first starts with the tickle cannon, then he just gets angry and starts punching people, Cody.
Yep, That was a really good play. I liked that a lot. Getting nanoed and going in, I expected them to pop Primal a little bit sooner, but I'm glad he waited as long as he did. He was able to get a good stagger out on their team.
Mm-hmm. So UCM in a good holding pattern here with a minute 10 left. So UCM will continue to do lots of good work. Jonah hopping back to get some heals from DD Gaming and UCM. Oh, we do have Walls hacks out on the side of Lusioner. Lusioner keeping an eye out to see who he can potentially probably grapple up and shoot in the head. Riptire coming out on the side of Logi. Logi trying to see if he can find anybody. Bite Me changing into the Hog here, trying to get up into his ult. Does go whole Hog and continues to push people off the point and do lots of damage. And Logi does find Deity, so there is no bubble on the side of that. And so UCM is continuing to do work. Bite Me loses all of his other stuff, but does get out of the DD Gaming, though, continuing to do damage. And Jonah hopping in there to just tickle everybody else to a little bit of damage so he can get back up to his angry monkey form. UCM doing very well into all of these fights here, so we're coming up on the last fight territory, Cody.
It was, and I don't know if you saw in that last fight, but Jonathan, the Red Polak, was able to sleep the enemy Sigma, Bailey, out of their ultimate.
That's good.
So they weren't able to do anything.
6-man, no, 5-man hack on the side of Rickless Morn. Was it 6? I didn't see Bailey get hacked there.
Just died too fast.
Oh, jeez, UCM does continue that, and Rickless Morty saving the round there. UCM will come out victorious here in the matchup. So, Cody, that was interesting. I was not expecting that last fight to go the way it did.
Neither did I, but I'm very glad. Oh, there it is.
Oh, classic. Classic. Oh, I'm sorry, Cody, to cut you off there.
That was 6, though. I'm really proud of Sean. I remember towards the beginning of this season, during coaching sessions, he was getting harped on about not getting very big EMPs, and I see him now hitting big 6-man EMPs. I think it's great.
Oh, that was such a great EMP. So we got a lot of thinking to do here, ladies and gentlemen. But we'll be right back with the Taylor Industries post-game show after this short break.
Taylor Industries is a proud sponsor of UCM Esports, a family-owned and operated business.
everybody, and welcome to the Taylor Industries post-game show. Cody, that was one humdinger of a round for UCM. Everybody seemed to be doing well tonight, going up against University of Northern Iowa.
Everybody performed just so well. I was really shocked at the end there. You saw Sean had a really giant EMP, and I'm very proud of him for that because he's been mocked about it before.
Very true.
But personally, I'd say the most impactful player from my point of view today was Trey. From where I was sitting, watching him go on these incredible flanks every map, every match, just good behind the team without them having any idea. And when he had Death Blossom, he would just rip it, and he would got two, I think, almost every single time that he did it, at least.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you there. Trey did definitely earn tonight's Culver's Player of the Match, and so UCM just doing real well tonight in every aspect of it, but Trey was the one who shined the most tonight. And so, yeah, Cody, I mean, kudos to University of Northern Iowa and whatnot, because they did put up a good chunk of a fight here and there. They looked very promising on Nepal. It just seemed like the momentum swing was in UCM's favor tonight.
That was a big thing, I think, was controlling the momentum. Like on Kings Row, they made that panic switch. They just weren't able to keep up, or they weren't able to sustain as well. It was one or the other. They couldn't match our pace, and they couldn't beat it no matter what. And I think that's what decided. Like our team as a whole was just doing incredible tonight.
Very true, Cody. Very true. So UCM does pull out the win tonight, and so we're super happy with them. So that does end the stream for us tonight. But before we go, one more reminder that if you're in the Warrensburg area, and obviously my graphic is totally whacked, just give me a second. I'll make it work here. And so UCM is partnering up with Culver's to do a bit of a does look like my giveaway graphic is knocked out, but that's okay. So UCM is working with the local Warrensburg Culvers to have a fundraiser night where we will be outside on their patio playing games. We'll have Super Smash Brothers, have an Xbox out there, maybe doing some Halo, NBA 2K, or some other maps or whatnot. And then we'll have another kind of gaming station. Might have a VR headset, maybe, possibly. Depends on if one of the players is up for it. And then potential cornhole. Depends on how muddy it is out there. And so, yeah, you come out there, have good food and whatnot. We will have a giveaway going on there as well. But then again, you know, it'll be a good time. If you can make it, we would love to see you there, and you can meet the players and kind of see who you're watching when you watch these streams. So, with that being said, I've been your host, Cordell Ballard. This has been Cody, and we will see you all next time.